This is the show that will help you try and manage your finances. Nearly 60,000 jobs have been subject to retrenchment over the past year, with the mining sector being hard hittest, according to research by Trade Union Solidarity. These numbers are based only on media reports and retrenchment notices since April last year, and the actual number could substantially be higher. Well, in this reality, what should employees do to prepare themselves for possible retrenchment? Here to discuss the issue with us is Sonia du Plessis, Certified Financial Planner at Brenthurst Wealth Management, and Hester van der Westhuizen, Advisory Partner at Citadel. Ladies, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Sonia, let me start with you. So you've been going to work every single day, and now possibly you may be looking at retrenchment. That steady income that you were counting on every month will no longer be there. So what now?
Yeah, to me, I mean, the statistics that you just read out, it is frightening. And, you know, I think in the difficult economic environment that we are in, retrenchment is a real danger that all of us should look at. And the first thing is one should look at planning. And the best way to do that is by building up an emergency fund or a nest egg type of fund. And ideally, you want 3 to 6 months' salary saved into a fund like that to help you in that period in the event that you do get retrenched until you get a new job.
It's very tough financial times, and I'm not sure how many people have that 3 to 6 month nest egg that's sitting there to help you through these times. So if you want to start now, Hester, what type of investment vehicles can one start to look at?
Emergency funds needs to be accessible. So it's usually not the kind of investment or savings that you will do with the hope of 10 or 15% return on that money. So it needs to be secure, it needs to be accessible so that you can lay your hands on it in a week or a 2-week kind of thing. So your fixed deposit environment, money markets should be okay for that. It's not something that you're going to put in direct shares for your emergency savings to save up for this kind of environment.
Sonia, you're a certified financial planner. People come to you and maybe they're in this particular situation. They say they just don't have the extra money to be putting away. So what's plan B?
Plan B, I mean, you can look at retrenchment cover. That usually you can get away with something cheaper, but although it is still quite a pricey benefit to add on. And if you look at retrenchment cover, you would look at a rider benefit to your normal long-term insurance, that you add on to your life cover or your disability cover. Then people should also inquire and find out, you know, with their banks, if they've got a large bond, you know, do you have retrenchment cover in the event that should you lose your job, will the bond be covered, or, you know, will the premiums be paid for a couple of months? You know, ask the right questions. Ask your employer with the group benefits, what kind of retrenchment benefits or cover do I have in the event should something like that happen?
There's a lot of times that, you know, you take out or you apply for an account or a home loan, and that tick for retrenchment cover is actually automatically done by the banker or the shop that issues you the card. So I think a lot of people might have the cover that they're not aware of. It's just to make sure that you have it. Yeah.
What's your view? What do you do with your pension or provident fund upon retrenchment?
Do not spend it. Do not draw it. No, that is, I mean, in essence, that is the most important thing that you need to look at to see that can you protect that for retirement, because that money is not coming back. When it's lost, it's lost. But that will totally depend on personal circumstances. You might have to take some of the money to fund yourself for a period of time. You might need to take everything to just survive. But the golden rule would be to say, how much of this money can I really preserve? So the objective would be to preserve the capital. And this is where actually the conversation of a financial advisor is so important, to determine, is it really necessary to take the money? Because doesn't come back. If it's lost, it's lost. I know, a lot of people will say, okay, I'm going to start a business with this money, or I'm going to pay off debt.
Is that a good idea?
The thing is with debt, it's that balance between having the stress of having this burden on your shoulders and you're not employed versus not having that money in the future.
You're, again, certified financial planner. We know what not to do or try not to do. Don't spend it all. So what do you say? What are the big don't do's when your clients come to you and they say, okay, Sonia, listen, I'm retrenched, I've got my provident fund here.
First thing would, to look at your budget again. Sit as a household, husband and wife, family together. You ask now what not to do, but look at your budget. Don't go and acquire, extra debt. So don't go and buy a new car with your severance package, or take your pension money and buy a new car. So there's a lot of things that you should not do. And you should try and, as I mentioned, look at your budget. Don't stop. If you've got long-term insurance running, risk cover, don't stop those premiums. Try and contribute. If you talk to the company, you might be able to take a premium holiday for a couple of months. Okay. So you've got to look at things like that, and go and see a financial planner, tax advisor. Sit together and make plans around, this situation.
Yeah, so you could find out that you've been covered for some of these insurances, and of course you could look at, maybe taking holidays, like you said, from those payments. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in. I think we are all feeling a little bit better of what we can do, what could happen in the event that we may find ourselves being possibly retrenched. Now we have a bit of an idea. Big thank you to Sonia du Plessis, Certified Financial Planner at Brenthurst Wealth Management, and Hester van der Veste, an Advisory Partner at Citadel. And that's it for this week.